what's up? I'm Amanda Rae from Vans, and I'm hanging out with two of my really good friends on Warped Tour in the Stickam tent. And we asked you guys to tweet us some questions, and we're going to go ahead and get the guys to answer them and tell you a little bit about themselves.
My name is Alex Collins, and I'm from an organization called Invisible Children. If you're not aware of what we do, we're trying to help stop one of the longest running wars in Central Africa, where kids are abducted and used as child soldiers. So we've been doing this for the last 7 or 8 years. Come check us out if you're here.
My name is Rob Dyer, and I'm from an organization called Skate for Cancer. We focus on cancer prevention, but we're also trying to act as a support system for youth dealing with cancer. And right now we're in the midst of opening our first drop-in center.
Rad. So we're going to take Twitter questions, and we're going to pass phones around because service is really bad. Carla H. asked Rob if you guys are coming to Newmarket anytime soon.
Skate for Cancer actually started out at Newmarket, which was really cool. And we did most of our events for the first 2-3 years at a Newmarket, so it'd be really cool to come back and do something special at Newmarket. So we'll plan on it. We'll try. Thank you.
Alex, you have some on yours?
I've got nothing loading.
We're in the Bermuda Triangle of service. I have another one for Rob. Alyssa says, is there any under the age of 19 Skate for Cancer events coming up this summer?
Well, Warped Tour, I think that's cool. So you should come to Warped Tour wherever you are and come hang out at a tent, find out what we're up to. But yeah, we're definitely going to try to do some more Skate for Cancer under 19 age group soon.
Tara asked for Alex, what's you guys' main goal on Warped Tour?
Basically, this is our 6th summer on Warped, and it's a really fantastic platform to at least talk about what our organization is trying to do. But a lot of it is just simple awareness. We're also ramping up for our fall. We have a massive event where we're basically going to be doing dance marathons all around the world on November 2nd. So we're doing a little bit of promotion for that and getting people stoked on what that's going to be about. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of conversations because in the last few months, we started a campaign called Kony 2012, and it was kind of a massive deal on the internet. So it's great to at least field questions, face-to-face questions while we're out on Warped Tour too.
I have somebody asking already if they can join the dance party. What do they do?
If they want to join the dance party, we're actually launching a bunch of promo videos and kind of informational stuff on our website coming up around the late July, maybe look for it mid-August as well, but it's going to be really fun. So all the details are coming together right now. But stay tuned on our website. It's just invisibleChildren.com if you want to know more about that.
Here's another one for Rob. Ashton says, you're such an inspiration to so many people. Who inspired you to do what you do?
Growing up, I was a big fan of Terry Fox. I'm not sure if many people know who he is outside of Canada, but he was a big inspiration for me. Every year I would do the Terry Fox run. I just thought it was amazing to see him as an individual put himself, the cause was his life, and I thought that was amazing. So Terry Fox was my inspiration growing up.
Here's another one for Rob. Simple Plan SLO wants to know if you're going to be doing any more cross-country skates or any international events anytime soon.
Did you say Simple Plan YOLO?
Something like that.
I like that. That's a good name. YOLO for life. International skates? What's the question? We are doing another international skate. We're going back to Australia actually this winter to do that skate over again. Last time we were there, I had a little bit of an accident, so it'll be nice to get that out of the way and go back and see Australia and try to get more people aware of Skate for Cancer down there. So Australia is next.
What happened last time you were there? Like, how far did you make it across?
I got just past Adelaide, started in Sydney, and I got bumped by a car, so it kind of put my groin out.
So are you gonna start all over, or are you gonna start back there?
I'm gonna start over, but I'm gonna start from the other side of the country just to kind of break that jinx that I have on it. So I'm gonna start in Perth this time and go to Sydney.
Hi, Charlie. For me, first question. Thanks. That makes me feel special. I just like passing the mic back and forth, actually, between these two good-looking gentlemen. Asking about my photo and video work. So on Warped Tour this summer, I'm doing a photo diary for Teen Vogue, and then I'm also doing 10 tour episodes called Follow My Vans, which are these Vans checkerboard slip-ons that I'm living in the entire tour. So every Tuesday, all summer long, you'll have like a video from the tour with like your favorite bands, some of my other production friends, nonprofits, these guys, all of us just doing really fun stuff. It's not so much like the sets and live stuff, it's like more what goes on behind the tour. So like last night in San Francisco, we all went and played baseball, like All Time Low and Yellow Card, some of the Mayday Parade guys, and we were the in crowd. We had like a big baseball game. So that's the type of stuff you'll be seeing more than like the live bands and stuff like that. Alex, do you have any questions for Rob?
Rob, I'm really excited to hear about the new center that you're opening up. I want to know more about what, like, a child or a kid that comes and visits, what's going to happen exactly. Does that make sense? That was a really bad question.
No, I think I heard you. It's just it's so loud here at Warped Tour, which is awesome. It's music everywhere. But I think what I heard you say was you wanted to know what we'll be offering at the center, like what it's going to do. I know for myself, when I was dealing with the loss of my mom with cancer, one thing that I had a hard time with was not really knowing where to turn and who to talk to, because I had so many questions, but I really didn't feel comfortable asking my dad about it because he was going through his own thing. And, you know, obviously my peers didn't really understand either. So we're trying to really have a space that can answer those questions for kids. Also, there's going to be a lot of counseling that goes on, a lot of peer-to-peer support. Another thing dealing with cancer is that you want to talk to someone who's also going through it or has gone through it. So we kind of hope that this space will be that community and that support system for each other. So yeah, that's kind of where it is. Thanks, Alex.
For both of you guys, a couple people asking when they come to Warped Tour if they want to meet you guys or come to your tents. Like, are you guys going to be hanging out, stuff like that?
Yeah, it's cool that we get to set up next to each other every single day. So we're usually somewhere near the main stage, but yeah, what we're doing on this tour too, we have a lot of bands on this year's tour that support invisible children. So it's fun to at least have some of those bands at our tent and do meet and greets and get photos taken with them and talk. So yeah, it'll be fun for the rest of the summer to be able to do that with a lot of the headlining bands and some of the other new bands that are coming up from Australia, like Tonight Alive, which we just did a signing with. They're awesome. Check them out.
Rob, do you have any questions for Alex?
I do. Myself being a big fan of the Kony 2012 campaign, I loved it. I think it successfully reached its goal of Kony becoming famous. But my other question is, you know, there's been a lot of really cool support from the U.S. government and the White House addressing the issue. Where is it at as of recent? What has been the newest update to where that campaign is and what the U.S. government is doing?
So this is a really incredible question because I can answer it for like an hour, but it's incredible because about a year and a half ago we helped pass a bill through Congress basically stating for U.S. support in terms of resources and intelligence to actually find Joseph Kony and capture him and arrest him peacefully. So that happened about a year and a half ago, but since Kony 2012, a lot of people saw the film and a lot of them were senators or representatives' sons or daughters. So they put pressure on their parents to, you know, get involved too. So since March, there's been 7 new resolutions that have been drafted by our Congress in support of this bill that we passed a year and a half ago. That's just incredible because it just shows how much more commitment our administration has put behind the efforts to actually apprehend Kony, which is amazing. You know, like there's actually, if you didn't know, there's 100 troops that were commissioned to Central Africa to help in the regional efforts to find him. So Obama has committed to keeping those 100 troops there. And it's a non-offensive role. They're there just to basically advise and give intelligence to the already existing forces that are there. So it's incredible to see the U.S. finally come behind an issue like this, where there isn't some sort of special interest involved. It's human lives. That's why we're involved with it. So it's incredible for me to be a part of that too.
I have a second part to that. I'm sorry. Is there any update or any? Because a lot of people were trying to figure out where Kony has been, like what countries and where his last movements have been. Is there any sort of like knowledge about where his last movements been? Has he had any sightings in the past little while that they know about?
We actually developed this system of communication, like these radio towers, so a lot of these remote villages can talk back and forth to one another. So when there is an LRA sighting or an abduction or something, we actually plot it on this app you can get on your iPhone called the LRA Crisis Tracker. So you can see in real time where their movements are, specifically in this region of Central Africa. So the countries, it's northern Uganda, Congo, Central African Republic, and South Sudan. So you can see on a daily basis where they're at and where they're moving. But one of the top commanders in the LRA, his name's Cesar Chelem, was just captured about a month ago and arrested. So, and actually we through a bunch of different flyering techniques we do, one of Kony's wives actually defected and left, and we just interviewed her. So it's an incredible story of, you know, like the realistic part of like who Kony is and what he's been doing. To hear it from her was such a moving story. So you can see that video on our website too, just invisibleChildren.com. But it's incredible to see like how technology can fuel like at least an awareness part of you know, finding this rebel leader in the middle of nowhere in Central Africa. So.
Few more on Twitter for the guys. Another one, I was like, we're probably running out of time, but another one for Rob says, what was your reason for setting up Skate for Cancer? It's an amazing charity and I'm a massive supporter. That's from Mikey.
The reason for Skate for Cancer is a pretty simple one. I lost my mom to cancer, so for me it was a way to deal with what was going on and not feel helpless, because I think in this world it's very important for us to, even though something like cancer is really massive, something like finding Kony, it may seem like a daunting and near impossible task. It's really important to do something if it affects you or personally frustrates you. If you let it just like hold you down, I think you start living your whole life that way. So for me it was to try to do something and to put a positive spin on something that was negative at the time, and it is positive now, so yeah.
Ashley, it doesn't say who it's for, so we'll give it to Alex. What are your favorite bands on this year's Warped Tour?
I love it. There's actually a band from England that I've fallen in love with. They're called, that's what it is. I always forget the name, Skinny Lister. I've never heard them until this tour, but they're incredible. It's like it's an entirely new sort of style for this scene, but I love Skinny Lister. Bayside, we rode with them in 2010. They're one of my favorites, and of course, All Time Low. We've had such incredible support, both Rob and I, for our organizations that we work with. All Time Low has been such an incredible inspiration for us and such an incredible supporter for what we're doing. So I think that's some of them.
You guys are sharing a bus with All Time Low this year. Any like good tour stories or pranks yet?
We're just getting into it, but we have had some really great stories. We just both traveled with All Time Low in the UK in January, and that was an exciting treat. I'm not thinking of any great stories off the top of my head right now, but maybe we'll have to save that for off camera.
I don't know. Zach, for 2 nights in a row now, has put me into my bunk by carrying me and putting me in the top bunk. So I think that's one. I think he's just working out. He's not really. It's not really like him being cute. I think it's just him working out. So.
All right. Let's see if there's any others. Okay, one more from Ashton, who says, "What's been your best feeling or accomplishment with Skate for Cancer?"
For me, I think it's. To date, I think it constantly changes, just because it's always the most recent feeling, and for me, it's the finding out that we actually got the space for the drop-in center that we're going to be opening in October. So I think that's probably the greatest accomplishment, because it's going to help people that went through a similar experience that I did, and I think that's the best experience. That's the best feeling so far.
All right, I'll close it off. Do you guys have anything else for each other, or I'll close it off on this last one?
I want to know when you do your next skate, which I think is Australia. What's in the last few skates that you've done? What's probably the most epic memory that you've had? And what are you looking forward to in Australia?
I'm getting really bad at this mic thing.
What do I look forward to with the skates? I like the idea of like camping and roughing it and that kind of stuff, and meeting people. I think that's the funnest part of the skate, is because people constantly will pull over their cars and want to talk about what you're doing, and they're interested in it. But it's also them sharing their stories with how cancer has touched their lives and what they're doing about it. So I'd say that's on that side of things. But I also I love I love the desert. I love camping. So I think that's going to be fun too. And I have a question for you. Are you coming on the next skate? At least for a little bit.
No. I mean, I won't skate. I'll just
Both
run.
of you.
I'll just run and like flail because I can't really run behind you.
Both of you.
Okay.
I've never been to Australia, so I think, you know, I might have to for at least a week or two. I won't bring a longboard though. Don't worry about that. I'll bring a short one.
I think that has to be the last one.
I think we're out.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. One more time. I'm Amanda Rae from Van.
Alex from Invisible Children.
And I'm Rob from Skate for Cancer.
Make sure to check out these guys. Really, really awesome organizations. And if you come out to Warped Tour this summer, make sure to stop by both their tents. They're always set up right next to each other.